Hello everyone and welcome to our Tech Tuesday tutorials number 98. Today we look at three awesome formulas in Google Sheets called Sparkline, Is Email, and QR Codes. Wait, before you click the back button, hear me out. I know many people don't like formulas and they can be like doing word problems for some of you.
Johnny has 19 bottles of dish soap and he gives Gina— Wait, why does Johnny have so many soaps? Mind your business, David!
But these are actually really cool and pretty easy to do. Fight your fears and watch. Sparkline is the first one we want to look at, and basically what it does is a small graph that shows in the body of a cell, but they're very simplistic without any kind of labels and things like that. To get a sparkline, you simply type equals sparkline and then the cell reference for the data that you want. That's the simplest way of doing it. Equals sparkline and then put in a reference for the cells, either typing it or selecting it. Done. It will adjust based on the size of the cell, and it can be moved around like a regular cell contents. To do a different type of sparkline, you can put in a few characteristics. So in this case, if I wanted to put a bar one here, I would do equals sparkline, and then the data again, these cells to these cells. And then if I put in a comma, it will kind of coach me along on what else to type. You can use these little brackets and then start specifying actual options for it. This can get a little bit complicated in terms of syntax, so you just click on Learn More and it'll pull up a little guide for you that will explain how to get certain bits of data or how to format things based on your options there. So chart type is a big one where you can actually tell I want a column chart, or what's the minimum and the maximum, what's the color you want to set, and things like that. So I should be able to type bracket, quotation marks, chart type, two T's, comma, column. And then close up the brackets, close up the parentheses for the whole formula, and get a column. So what's great about this is that as the data changes, then so does the bar. Now you'll notice on this that the minimum amount here looks like 0. That's actually the smallest amount that's there. You can set a minimum, and that's part of your options. So I can go up here and just kind of edit this, put in a semicolon for a second set of options, and then I can put ymin, comma, 0, and then close that out. That means that the y-axis, the minimum amount on the y-axis will be 0, so it starts at 0 and goes up. If I change that to ymin equals 50, then it starts at 50 and counts up. So you can kind of get some control over this, including adding some colors here and there, and even changing the different types of graphs beyond just these two. The second thing I wanted to show you was a simple formula that just checks to see is an email address valid. Now, it doesn't mean that it's actually valid in terms of that email address exists. It's just, is it the right format for being an email? And that formula is really simple. Is equals is email, and then the cell that you're checking. That's it. And it just says true or false. So if I went down in here and pasted that formula, you'd see that this one is true. It is a valid email structure, even though this URL doesn't exist. This one is not, because it's leaving out a valid portion. It's really checking to see if you have a first word at, second word dot, and then an actual domain name that's known. So if I wanted to go into here, that's liberty.k12, that is not a valid extension for a domain. But if I then put k12.co, that is actually one. k12.us would actually work, even though those aren't necessarily valid email addresses in terms of are they real. But it's better than nothing. Now, what's great about this is because this is a true or false situation, you can actually come in here and choose Insert Checkbox. And Insert Checkbox really just styles this column to be a true-false column, which it already is, and to display with a graphic. So even though I did Insert Checkbox, it really still maintains the formula there. So I could just paste that formatting all the way down, and items that are not valid email addresses will just not be check marks there. QR codes are actually really easy to make, and all you really have to do for the QR code is put in this formula. I'll put that in the description of the video for you. But basically, you put in this whole formula, and the only thing you change in this formula is the cell reference. So this is referencing cell C2. That's this one. And it creates a QR code of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I can just paste down because of Smart Paste, it's now going to C3, which is right here. If I wanted to put the QR code over here, I could paste this, but instead of having E4 on there, I simply change that to C4. That's the cell reference. That's the QR code for that. And that's awesome. And you can make this bigger or smaller just by adjusting the height and the width of the cell. So it's an easy way to create hundreds, thousands of QR codes very quickly. Now here's a little trick. If you want this code to become permanently baked instead of being a formula that might change all the time, if you want to actually put this in as an image, because it's generating the image on the fly, but it's kind of, you got all these formulas going down. You can actually right click and copy this. And if you paste the values, you can choose paste special, values only. It pastes the actual image that's there and not the formula. And so if this were to change, that image will change and become a generic one, whereas this one stays the same. You probably never need to know how to do that, but it's just neat that this is actually an image file that's generated, dropped into your sheet, and that you can actually copy paste that somewhere else. In fact, you can right click and copy that because it is an image, right click and copy that right into a Google document as an image and use it in a presentation or anything else. So yeah, quick, easy way to just generate tons of QR codes if you need to within a Google spreadsheet and then paste them wherever you need them. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this video and hope you found it useful. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Heck, why not support us and click that subscribe button. Click on the bell icon to receive email notifications. Leave a comment or an idea for a Tech Tuesday video below. Share this video with your friends. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.